and I've got a waterfall going up the rocks here where I've got to actually climb up. So as you can see, there's all this water coming down here, and that's my trail up to the mine that you can just see on the left there. So I'm going to have a go, get up to that first ledge there and see if I can put some gumboots on and have a look. Hey guys, welcome back. It's a bit noisy today because the river's up, and that's really loud, as well as the road across the river there. And so we're back at this mine here that I was at like perhaps 4 to 6 weeks ago, I guess. And I got a bit freaked out by some rats down here. But I've been discussing with some of the bigwigs in the mine exploration scene in America. So they've said basically, unless I'm going to take a shotgun down here, which I'm not going to, I'm going to just calmly walk down here and see if I can get past them. So we'll go and have a look now and see how brave I can be. Alright, catch up with you in a second. I'll just put my helmet on. Okay, here we go. Back into this lovely mine. Right, so right from the start I know there's this horrible woodwork, and still not sure exactly how it would have gotten in here, because well, I don't think the river rises up this far. It's quite a distance above where the river is now, and the river is relatively up at the moment compared to sometimes. So that leaves, I guess it could have washed down the hill, although there's not much of a ledge for it to then fall into the mine. Could have been thrown in by people clearing the tracks. It's another possibility, although it's a lot of work to get all this wood up here, because some of it is pretty big, especially the tree trunks coming up here. And then there's the other possibility that there's a shaft of some sort, an ore pass perhaps, that the wood has come down through there. And I'm just about to step into the mud. I'm expecting the mud to be pretty thick. Okay, so far so good. And then getting around this big tree trunk in front of me here is a bit of a mission. I know the mud is very thick beyond it, and so is the water quite deep above the mud. But there are planks here to help me along, which I can see in the water down there. I'm standing on some sort of plank right now. Yeah, okay. So far so good. Right. Now, if anything, I would say the water is actually shallower than it was last time I was down here, so that's quite positive news. Tripping over bits of wood in the bottom here. Now, I've also noticed that I seem to have developed some kind of pinhole sort of sized hole in my gumboots, my right gumboot. So I've got a small amount of water starting to creep in, but that's fine. Now, I'm pretty sure last time I came through here this was just all water, and although you probably can see there is still water on the ground, it was significantly deeper. It does make me wonder if perhaps it would be good. The rats might have made their way out of the mine, and I may not have to have any sort of confrontation with them at all. Although seeing them would be exciting. It's been what I've been expecting to happen out here. So we're coming out of the water now, and rail coming up on the ground. Now last time I was through here, it was just a layer of rust I was walking through, thickened layer of rust. And so now we're just back on fairly dry ground. Not even the mud is thick. I can see some tracks on the ground, but I reckon they're my tracks from last time I was down here. Well, progress is much quicker than last time. And we're coming up now to where I saw wooden tracks before, and I thought, well, maybe that means they're older. And now I'm not sure about that. I think the actual wagons didn't run on these thicker wooden rails here at the side. Well, I don't really know. But I think they would have had like iron strap rail down on top of the wood. Somewhat like these bent bits of rail that you see here that have gone up this drift. Now we've been down there before, so it's further up here that I'm more interested in. I remember probably the next thing that I'm going to see is some interesting crystals on the wall. I think they're calcite, but they're quite sharp, transparent, thin needle crystals. Okay, so we've got what looks like another drift off to the right here. Just a short one before it goes around the corner here. So there's a few people I want to give a shout out to for helping me along, just in giving me inspiration. I don't want to say that that's why I'm doing this. I mean, I'm doing this because I'm interested in it. I'm interested in the history, seeing what most people don't get to see. Here we've got the crystals I was talking about a minute ago, just on this wall here. I think they're calcite, but I don't really know. So anyway, there's another guy in New Zealand, and I've mentioned him a couple of times, and I keep on misnaming his channel. He's called the Forsaken Explorer New Zealand. I had an idea he lives not that far away from me, perhaps in the Waikato somewhere. I've seen him go down a few mines, and he also looks at abandoned asylums and buildings. It's quite interesting. And then, now I'm going to have to put my camera down and phone down and get some paper out of my pocket. But I spoke to some guys during the week in America, and they're off the real big professional channels with tens of thousands of views compared to my. I'm astonished at how many people are watching my videos, but it's not on that level of these professional guys. And anyway, they were quite helpful to me during a discussion during the week about these rats down here. I see the rats. How about that? Oh, well, that is good. I wonder if they're at the end of the mine, or if it turns down here. If this whole thing is just their nest down the end here. I think it is. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. But anyway, we get to see these rats down here, which is what I came down to see. Oh, can you see that? Oh, it stinks down here too. You see them down there? They're actually quite cute little things. What have we got? 3, 4 rats. Okay, and they've gone back under the rock under there. Wow. I was hoping it was going to turn a corner up here, but no.
Oh well. Yeah, well that's cool anyway. Got to see what I wanted to see. So we'll head back out here now. Well, that was a nice walk. And the rats didn't attack me. I mean, unless they're going to jump up from behind now and have a go, which I doubt. I find it a little strange that I didn't run into a shaft. I assumed I would because of the wood near the entrance and also the rats. It meant that there was oxygen enough for them to breathe. But obviously there was enough oxygen anyway down here. It's still quite warm. Oh, what's that rock there? Slightly interesting, isn't it? Is it showing up there on the camera, that darkish one? I don't know. So there's another mine that I want to look at. It's one that I went to, I think it was last week even, and I was worried about getting underneath. There's a stoped out area and I wasn't sure about getting underneath that, but then later on I saw the upper areas of the stope, which I really shouldn't have walked around on because there was a false floor that I didn't realise until right just near the end as I was coming out. So I need to keep that in mind for future videos, that these false floors, after 100 or so years of being covered up with just dirt that falls off the walls and various bits of rock, it doesn't look any different to what the natural floor here looks like, until you see a hole in the bottom and a giant gaping void. I'm just going down this drift to the left here. I know that some of you will have been down here with me before, but I don't have that big a viewership that everyone will have seen where I've been before, especially in this longer format where I'm allowed to make videos longer than the 15 minutes that I had before. I'm seeing odd bits of fluff on the ground. It's just rat fur, grey rat fur. So there were no rats down here last time I came, but yeah, I can see that the rats have definitely been down here, scraping about. Yeah, can you see it on the ground, this grey fur? Looks like they've been fighting. Looks like another little nest there. Yeah. But I haven't seen any evidence for actual, like no quartz or anything, nothing that they were actually mining, which makes me think that it was designed originally to be an ore pass that they were going to dip down to, and didn't happen. Lots of times they put in lots of money into infrastructure, and by the time they've done that, all the money to do any actual mining's gone. So I don't know if that's what happened here, but it's as likely as anything else. And we can see the entrance up here again now. Still a lot of fluff on the ground from these rats. So they're coming a lot further down the mine than I gave them credit for before. I'd thought that they were pretty much confined to the upper ends. But perhaps they will have noticed the water levels going down, and they've come down to investigate themselves how far out they can get. Well, as soon as the mine only went that far, I'm very glad that the water was not so much of an issue, because it means that traversing this mine has not taken as long as it has previously. I mean, also it's on my mind that I've been up here before, and that makes it a lot easier when you know a little bit about what's going on. I'm hoping that's going to be the case for the next mine that I go and have a look at today as well. That just that extra bit of knowledge helps me to get through and see what I want to see. Where the mines open out again into what looks like a nicer space behind the stope. Right, back to the deeper water. Yep, it's not anywhere the problem that it was before. I'm not even worrying too much about walking on the planks because the ground is not that far underneath the planks. There's a bit of a nasty bit of mud right here. That's kind of the worst of it. But yeah, we're nearly through that. Just get around the side here. Without sending a torrent of water all out towards the entrance, that would be helpful. And back over this other tree stump here. And then we'll just have a short section of detritus that's at the entrance here. This is all much smaller stuff. Right. One last little bit of gravel and water, and we will be out. Alright, we're back out and overlooking the river. Alright, I'll talk to you guys again shortly.
Hey, so we're at the next mine now, and this is the one that has the stope down that I was a bit scared of last week. But I think I'm a bit more brave now, and I know what's going on, so we're going to head in there now. I'll put on my helmet, and we'll go and take a look, see if I can get under this bit of collapse down here and into the other tunnels.
Okay, torch on and into this nice dry mine. Okay, so there is a gate at the start here, but someone's opened that, and we head on through here. Now, when I say it's dry, it is still dripping, but it's dry. And we've got the breeze blowing in. Not quite the roaring breeze that it was last week, but still quite a breeze nevertheless. Now in here you can clearly see on the ground these ridges where the rail ties have been. I'm not entirely sure whether they've just rotted out or people have actually pulled them up, but there is the remains of some here and some are missing. And I can see here now that we're getting up to the stoked out area. A little drift off to the left there, and well, not really anything to the right, but okay. So I'm probably just going to take a few seconds here to adjust myself to what's going on here. So here we have the stope, and the mine carries on down there. So that's the plan, to try and get through there. I've got to crawl under this nasty bit here. Yeah, doesn't look nice. Crawling through here. What have we got? Massive stope way above my head. And off to the right there is another tunnel. Straight ahead here we've got a small tunnel here, it looks like. It doesn't go far. Just where the end of my torch there is, as far as that goes. So we'll have a look down this way. That doesn't look very good at all either. I've got a great big hole up here. Yeah, big shaft or stope. Yes. I can see the quartz here overhanging. So that's what they've been digging into, that quartz. And through here, what have we got? I think that's a shaft coming up under here. This looks so friggin' horrible. Get under here. And what have we got? Some woodwork and a great big stope up there. Yeah, it's not looking like it's opening out into a bigger mine. I don't think. I think that's probably like collapsed stuff down here. We'll see what's down here. Does it go around to the right? Yeah, not very much. And they've stoked up here too. But sadly, it doesn't open up into a mine. It's just this little stoked out area, which is interesting in itself. But not exactly what I was looking for. We can see the quartz in the walls, all brecciated, and quite a lot of this stuff lying down on the ground is very dark. Quite likely has that manganese that we saw last week in the further up levels. So yeah, don't go around touching the walls, Steve, try not to. We'll get back down under here. Puffing a lot. Got some green leaves down there that must have blown in with the wind. We've got the stope heading further up there. So do we have a look and see what goes up here? I don't know. It's all too loose. It's all loose stuff. So, oh well. At least I got to see what was in behind that stoked out area that I was scared of looking at last week. So that's nice. And yeah, that just looks like a little stope in there. Possibly collapse at the back there. And so we'll head back towards the entrance. Now, I'll just stop here for a second. I'll be back with you in a minute. All right, I'm back. I just had to get this piece of paper out of my pocket. I've got a few people I'd like to thank for some help during the week. And the first guy is from Exploring Abandoned Mines, and that's Frank Schlichting. I'm hoping that's how you pronounce your name. We were just talking about rats, and you advised maybe taking a shotgun down the mine. Now, as much as that might have been fun, I didn't really want to do that. Plus, I don't own a shotgun. you don't want to be dragging a shotgun around the tracks up here. And also, Randy Zer from Abandoned and Forgotten Places. I just can't believe I was talking to you guys. Randy is he's like the cameraman sometimes for Guy Coolness, who was another guy that I follow with his adventures all the time. And yeah, all these guys are really helpful. I couldn't believe I put a question down about what to do about rats in a mine, and then I had just dozens and dozens of answers from, I think they were mostly people all in America. But all of you guys, if any of you are watching the video, thanks for your help during the week. It's really appreciated. And yeah, so we'll carry on down the mine here and see how we go. All right. Just make sure I haven't dropped anything. No, I'm all good. Heading back out into the breeze is right into my face. So the breeze has actually changed directions from last week, because now I can feel the air being sucked in from the entrance of the mine, whereas last week it was going in the opposite direction. The wind would have been behind my back now as I left. But yeah, a lighter breeze overall than it was last week. And right now I can't feel any breeze, so it's fairly flighty breezes coming through the mine. And we're nearly back out at the entrance here. So I think that's all I'll have a look at today. But that's been a nice journey. Thanks once again for joining me from wherever you are in the world. And we'll see what we can find again next week. All right, guys. Catch you later.